Okay, let's do our revision, okay? What's the difference between thick and fat? What's the difference between thick and fat? The difference between thick and fat is that we use thick for things and fat for people and animals, okay? Are you fatter than your mother? Are you fatter than your mother? Yes? No?
No,
I'm not fatter than my mother. I'm thinner than she is. Who is the thinnest person in your family? Who is the thinnest person in your family? I am the thinnest person in my family. Do people generally become thinner as they become older? Do people generally become thinner as they become older? No, people. No, people don't generally become thinner as they become older. What's the past of the verb to swim? What's the past of the verb to swim? The past of the verb to swim is swam. Did you swim last summer? Did you swim last summer? Yes? No? I didn't swim last summer. What's the past simple and the past participle of the verb to lose? What's the past simple and the past participle of the verb to lose? The past simple and the past participle of the verb to lose is lost. Have you ever lost your way in a large city? Have you ever lost your way in a large city? Yes? No? I've lost my way in a large city. Have you ever lost anything worth a lot of money? Have you ever lost anything worth a lot of money? Yes? No? I never lost anything worth a lot of money. Okay. What's the difference between each other and one another? What's the difference between each other and one another? The difference between each other and one another is that we generally use each other for two people or things, and one another for more than two people or things. Give me an example, please. Give me an example, please. You and I are speaking to each other. The students speak to one another after the lesson. Do we look at each other during the lesson? Do we look at each other during the lesson? Yes, we look at each other during the lesson. Do we shake hands with each other at the beginning of the lesson? Do we shake hands with each other at the beginning of the lesson? Yeah? We don't shake hands with each other at the beginning of the lesson. Do your country and England play football against each other? Do your country and England play football against each other? Yes, my country and England play football against each other. Do Italy, Germany, Russia, and England play football against one another? Do Italy, Germany, Russia, and England play football against one another? Yes, Italy, Germany, Russia, and England play football against one another. Do the countries of Europe do business with one another? Do the countries of Europe do business with one another? Yes, the countries of Europe do business with one another. One another. No problem. Which language do the students speak to one another in after the lesson? Which language do the students speak to one another in after the lesson? The students speak to one another in Portuguese after the lesson. What's the past of can? What's the past of can? The past of can is could. What's the future of can? What's the future of can? Can has no future. Therefore, we use the verb to be able and say I will be able. Okay. What's the infinitive of can? What's the infinitive of can? Can has no infinitive. Therefore, we use to be able. What are the three forms of be able? What are the three forms of be able? The three forms of be able are am able, was able, being able. Were you able to speak English a few years ago? Were you able to speak English a few years ago? No, I wasn't able to speak English a few years ago. Are you able to read this book without standing up? Are you able to read this book without standing up? No, I'm not able to read that book without standing up.